And the most logical way to do that is to start from the top and go down to the bottom instead of going from the bottom towards the top. And why? Because most of the top-down principle in Olympic weightlifting. How does this look like? This is basically the way of learning, or a way of learning, the Ollie lifts. And this consists out of being able to do a small portion of the movement and then slowly extending it out. So I always compare this with this whiteboard and all these lines on the whiteboard. And we want to perfect, or we want to be able to do one portion of the movement perfectly before we add another portion of the movement. For the sake of ease, we start at the top and we move downwards. So let's say for a clean, we start in the front rack position and we ensure that the person is able to hold this perfect front rack position, and then we add one aspect to this movement. So if you would learn the clean, then we again start with the front rack and we add, let's say, a slight knee and hip bend. So we bend at the knees and we bend at the hips, and we make sure that they are able to do this perfectly, because this will ensure that they are able to get the bar on the shoulders good and decelerate properly and catch the bar into a good position. So we slowly add up these movements, and at each step we make sure that they are able to do that perfectly before we go into another step. So why is it so important to hold on to this principle? I always compare this with a stick of wood. So let's say we place the stick of wood over here and we place it just a millimeter off of the other one. So this millimeter will add up. The millimeter over here will be 1 centimeter over here. And this is the same thing with, for instance, a snatch. When we look at the first pull and it's just 1 millimeter off or 1 centimeter off, then it will add up once we catch the bar overhead. So we want everything from the beginning towards the end to be as perfect as possible. And the most logical way to do that is to start from the top and go down to the bottom instead of going from the bottom towards the top. And why is that? Because deceleration is oftentimes the point where most injuries occur. So let's say a deceleration in a squat clean, where they catch the bar on the shoulders and go into that front squat position, is the point where you see the hips shifting a lot, or the knees that go in, or where one knee goes in a lot. So that is one point that should get a lot of attention, and that happens over here. So the catch, a good front rack position, so having enough mobility in your scaps and in the shoulders to support that position, then going into a good front squat, and then slowly building your way first towards a good pull, then towards a clean pull from the floor, maintaining the right sequence, maintaining the right posture. So again, don't fast track these steps. Take your time with every step, and then you should be able to do a proper clean, squat clean, snatch, split jerk, whatever Olympic lift you want to learn. So guys, that's it for this week's breakdown video.